All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of Red October 2024 here at Red Note Rhythm Games out in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is your pilot speaking.
And this is Senpai.
And I'm Jacqueline.
So, we are going to get started today with our singles tournament. We are going to begin at the what color is this? Violet division, and we are going to be slowly floating our way all the way up through orange towards the end of the level pool. We're going to see charts around the level 14 to 17 range.
And just as a note, as Pilot said, we're going up to orange today. Red is entirely tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and that's probably going to be absolutely crazy. But lots of good matches here today. We're probably going to see a lot of close matchups. There's a lot of fun stuff in the lower difficulties here, and I think a lot of these players are very close.
Should we introduce the player?
Yeah, who's playing here today?
So it looks like on the top setup that we're looking at, top with the camera facing the left, that's going to be Peter versus Beatao. And then I believe on the right side, that looks like
Jocko and No Switch, No Problem.
Yep. And special call out to Beatao. He fly all the way from Japan to be here.
Yes.
He's the only Japanese player.
Yeah, I believe I heard that Beatao worked on the English translation for Crossbeats or something similar. So he's got some presence in the rhythm game scene in that regard. Big ups from me for the no bars.
And this looks like this is the first match up, actually.
Yes, I believe this is game 1, and this is on Beatao's Protect Nothing Gonna Stop, hard 16.
Now, I don't know that I have the knowledge fresh in my mind, but I know me and Pilot have gone through the English games, all of the hard cards. And so there might be some... might have some interesting commentary on that as we're going through this here.
Well, most of the hard level charts, and someone who's been working now on the higher difficulties and everything, I've perfect scored that will no longer ever be applicable in tournament play. Most of the hard charts, they're all fairly straightforward. There's no real terrible gimmicks, especially like 16 and lower. Some 17s and up get spicy, if you will.
Yes.
This is a fairly straightforward chart with your typical STEM Maniacs patterns. A little earlier, it did have a pattern where if you play as intended or as written, if you will, alternating your feet perfectly, it does have some basic crossovers, and I did see a little bit of a lateral crossover where you have to turn all the way to one side then back to the other if you follow it accordingly.
If I saw that correctly, it looked like Beatao won that match. Peter won that match. Yes, so now we have No Switch, No Problem and Jocko playing Kagami.
And this is part of their card draw.
Yeah, we've had some really far travelers this year.
Yeah, Yoko joins Dog Fetus and Avi Desktop Man coming from Norway from their University of Ager campus arcade esports.
Yeah.
Yeah, these players have some excellent timing. You can see that they are consistently staying within that white perfect window. They pick up yellow perfects, leaning on the early and late side here and there, but it's a very closely matched game at the moment.
Their scores were switching for a second. They are very close to each other.
Yeah, Kagami Hard 16, very simplistic, no frills kind of straightforward chart. Seeing no crossovers, no real complex syncopation, just quarter notes and a little bit of eighth notes for good measure.
It's going back and forth again. Let's see how this plays out here. Oh! And
100 point.
Less than 100 points.
No switch, no problem takes it. Oh, with the higher perfect count too. This is where accuracy really comes into play.
Yep.
It's game 1 of the day, and we already have to explain sub windows. So, for those of you watching at home who are wondering, how can Momo on the left there have 20 perfects and somehow have a better score than 19 yellow perfects? Well, each judgment outside of the white perfect is secretly multiple judgments, and the game rewards you with a better score the tighter your timing is overall. So, despite having more yellow perfects, Momo, no switch, no problems, overall timing was tighter, ergo, acquired more points. Moving on now into game 2 on Fade Out, hard 16.
Now, does the hard chart still have the rolls? I don't quite remember.
I'm not sure.
If so, it can be a little tricky.
The song structure is the same across all charts, and so this is going to begin with a slowdown. So following this brief pause is going to speed back up to its full intended speed. And I believe Fade Out has another slowdown section in my recollection.
Oh, it does have some of the rolls.
I'll be the voice of the non-expert player. To me, it's never
Up. There it is. There's the roll. Make sure you tap it the prescribed number of times before the roll expires to get the full amount of points.
Yeah, a couple mine pits in here too. I think 16 is where they start introducing a little more advanced arrow types and techniques in hard.
And is it out 3 or out 5?
I think all matches are out of 5. I
Okay.
think it's best of 5.
Still very close call, but no problem with ahead a little bit. Right?
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
no,
it's-
they're
yeah.
trading scores here.
Okay,
It's
yep.
very close.
Yep,
These two are well matched to each other.
yep,
Oh, Momo Sapien taking it again.
yep.
Very nice 99. Lots of consistent gold combos to start our day.
11 to 15, 4 perfect difference. You can see these two players are very close to each other.
As we are waiting for them to get into their next game, just a quick update for our other ongoing match, Peter Bitao. Bitao took game 2 on Nori Nori Nori.
Wow.
Very nice.
Yep. Oh, they're playing every little thing. 17.
This is a really great song.
It is. I love
IMO.
it. I love the song. But the 17, I don't think have the. I mean, it have the tricky rhythm, right? It have the purple note, but it doesn't have the opening roll that
Right.
the wild have.
So this song is written in 6/8 time, I believe. So you're gonna basically just see red quarter notes and purple 12th notes, and that gives the entire song kind of a swung feel.
Tap, tap, tap.
And
That-
that can get
that-
tricky if you're not really used to that kind of thing.
Yep.
Both of
Starting
these
out,
players-
Yoko looks very
yes,
comfortable doing
yeah.
the swing notes. All of the Norway players are very good at timing, especially on the lower hard side. To my recollection, I think, I'm not sure if Yoko has one. I believe Dog Fetus has an APC, and Desktop Man also has at least one, to my knowledge. So they have been focusing on their timing, and it really shows. Yoko's holding out a small lead coming in now, especially off that very strong sustained white combo at the very beginning.
Yep.
Both players are going a little early on this song. That's not a surprise. It's a slow song. It's easy to rush. It looks like they're adjusting fairly well, especially with those kinds of offbeat swing notes now that you have to account for.
Oh no, Yoko lost him.
Yoko
Almost at
picking
the
a
end.
couple more earlies here.
Momo picks up a miss. Very close now.
Oh,
Wow.
very close. Momo ends up winning this matchup.
Yep.
And
He's
we
ever so
move on.
slightly.
Really good matches here.
Yeah.
Even with that miss, Momo is just overall more accurate.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Joko just have a semi-bad section there.
You
towards
can
the
see
end.
on the timing graph
Yep.
below the score on the right-hand side, that
Yep.
one segment where he streamed consistently early.
Yep.
Those yellows definitely go further out from the line. They're worth less points compared to some of their closer neighbors. So definitely that's where the bulk of his point loss is, even though Momo picked up the singular miss there.
Yep.
So yeah, strong showing from Yoko there to start things off, but no switch, no problem is going to take that 3-0 summarily so.
Looks like on our other match between Peter and Bitao, Peter pulled a 3-1, and so that match is also currently done.
Yep.
And Peter moves on. And we go to our next matchup.
I do want to give some props to Bitao for taking a song in the first set of today. Bitao coming from Japan. Japan has only one public accessible cabinet to my knowledge. It's at the World Game Circus, which is an appreciable distance away from Tokyo to my understanding. So not the most accessible game in that country, but it's there. There are dedicated players in Japan, some of whom are very, very good
Yep.
at the game. And
There are a few people that have their own dedicated cabinets in Japan as well.
for a lack of game experience, if you will, coming all the way out to the United States to compete in one of the strongest tournaments I've seen in terms of overall talent, and taking a game right off the bat. Good stuff. But these are double elimination pools, so both the players who have lost, Bitao and Yoko, they're going to have another chance to push their way up through. So hope they do well in their upcoming matches. I came prepared today.
And so similarly to the full tournament yesterday, for every one of these divisions, the winner, the top winner, and the winner of the losers bracket will both move on to the next division, as being in winners bracket or losers bracket respectfully. And so this is the waterfall method, where if you can do it, you can work your way up multiple divisions. As we saw yesterday, I think most people were seated quite well, and we had a couple of fun upsets. Not upsets, but like some fun like waterfalling up. And just people going hard and giving it their best. And if you, this guy right here.
Yeah.
Now this is a match I'm excited to commentate. We got
Galactical.
we got Maverick and Dog Fetus. So Maverick is a player from my region. Here with his partner Sitemi, also in this tournament. We will see her play around 3 o'clock, I believe. Maybe 5. I'm not sure if it was green or yellow she's in. But Maverick, the two of them are here in Las Vegas on a late honeymoon, if you will. So congratulations to the two of them. And Dog Fetus is one of the Norway
Yep.
visitors. So this is a very cool match between two players here in the lower pool.
Yep.
Two players I'm very excited to see perform.
Looks like they're just jumping into their warm-up here.
The song selection too. Galactical really fun. Very. Actually, I don't know if the 14 have a lot of
The 14 is very straightforward.
Okay.
I'm not surprised that that's a pick here from Maverick. It's a favorite chart in the local area,
Yeah.
popularized decently by me. And I'm not surprised to see Maverick going for Protect on the lower end of the card draw. The level range 14 to 17. Maverick is very, very new to the game, not greatly experienced yet, but very committed to learning it, especially from the fitness perspective. Not surprised he goes to protect for the lower end of the draw. Doing a little half-song warm-up. Dog Fetus, way more experienced with timing in particular. Probably more comfortable with protecting something on the higher end, and so he's gone for Bad Revenge, hard 16 as
And-
protect.
Dog Fetus also only have 1 year of experience. He's and Yoko start playing around the same time. They're from the same university.
Yeah, so game one, we're going to jump straight into
Galactical.
Maverick's pick. Game one.
Oh, yes.
Both players, that quirky little offbeat, abrupt stop at the beginning. Gotta know how to time that.
Nope. Not very straightforward, is it? Wow, Maverick is actually ahead right now. Nine. Oh, actually, I think the score on at the bottom got swapped.
I think we're going to see the lead trade a decent bit if these players keep picking up early. Maverick's picked up quite a few early so far and
Both
messes
hitting
up.
a miss here.
Yeah,
Yep. Oh, I see. The score actually a little bit different. The bottom score is probably for the other man.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not the same game.
it might be getting synced up with another source on the OBS side. We'll let production know. But yeah, Dog Fetus has built up a respectable lead coming up to that last stop in the song, up by about 6k points. Unlike the other charts for Galactical above this rating, there's not a lot of the 16th note syncopation, yellow with the note skin the players are using. It's pretty cut and dry, but it's still a fairly difficult song to time. It's so easy to go early on this, and I think you're going to see both players' timing graphs are very, very biased towards the early side once we get there. Maverick, you gotta step on the hold note. It's not the DDR. You could step again on the hold note and regain points if you drop it.
and Dog Fetus takes that one with quite an appreciable lead here.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 perfect and change is very strong.
Oh, party all night. Oh, yep.
Yep. Party all night?
This is a Kyle Ward classic.
Yep. Even I have played this song, and I don't play that many songs.
Although it looks like we're seeing a little bit of the B-Tao Yoko action currently. It does look like Dog Fetus and Maverick are getting into the game, but the camera feed is currently switched over. Meanwhile, over on B-Tao Yoko, we're seeing Where Did You Go? Hard 17. Now getting into the hard 17, you could see that there's far more syncopation involved.
I really wish we can see the video for B-Tao since he's playing no bar. It's actually having really good accuracy and actually winning right now despite playing no bar.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he reads quite slow as well, which is interesting.
Yep.
Still timing exceptionally well on a slow scroll speed.
Yep.
Usually the increased scroll speed, you'll see that in higher level players more, usually. They'll
Yep.
read faster for the purposes of making the game screen less dense, easier to parse out notes at a given time. But if you can read slow and time well, that's a strength unto itself.
Yep. I think it's a good skill to have, especially for DDR player. What I assume BitHouse is also, considering Japan only have one SMS machine. A lot of DDR songs actually have like a lot of really hard slowdown.
Yeah.
Looks like we have the game screen back correct to the correct, and Dog Fetus over here with the 2 perfects. Very impressive.
I know Maverick's 43 or so perfect performance is definitely a little more scattershot than that 2 perfect run, but knowing that Maverick is relatively new to the game, I think sustaining a gold combo on any difficulty is very impressive, so
Yep.
good stuff. We're going into one step further. Game 3.
Maverick unfortunately pulling it early right off the bat here.
Dog Fetus builds a slight lead coming in. First third of the chart built up a respectable 3,000 or so point lead. Very impressive. Maverick following behind. The game can be very volatile, so it's not over till it's over.
Yep. Maverick pick up a few miss there.
It just sort of looked like a little misplacement of the foot for the up arrow for the miss that was incurred there.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of these patterns really starting on the upbeat rather than the downbeat here can be very tricky to lock into, but Dog Fetus is quite comfortable with his timing. Closes out a nice 99.5 to win game 3 of the set.
Yeah, I think this is one of those where not double stepping, but ghost stepping would really help on this chart.
Very nice showing.
Yeah, I can see where the Joker actually is ghost step because I have a monitor in a way, but I think he looked very consistently stepping.
So yeah, good stuff for Maverick for rolling up to the pads and playing even with his relative lack of experience or less time played overall. Still has another shot at it. That's the wonderful thing about the double elimination format, and with the waterfall pools that we have for the structure here, people of similar skill levels are going to be playing each other, so you get less blowout matches overall. It's a nice format.
For sure.
And it looked like on the other side, Joko also took 3-0 to beat Tao. So
Yep. Yoko takes a solid 3-0, and, well, unfortunately I believe that is the end of B-Tao, our esteemed translator, a visitor from Japan. Thank you for playing.
and thanks for flying all the way out.
Yeah.
But just because you're out of the tournament does not mean you can't hang out here at Red Note with many other arcade games to play. You can see in the background of the right-hand camera feed a lot of non-dance games in that glass room over there. We've got some DDR, some Pump It Up over in the back, a Dance Rush off to the side, and a cool little showing later tonight at around 9 o'clock or so.
Yes.
We got opening act DJ Senpai, I believe, sitting directly to my left here on
Very
the
big fan,
commentator
you
desk.
know.
And,
Sitting right next to you, so I can fangirl to
It
you.
should be very fun.
we got a really cool headliner,
Yeah.
but
might just be a legend in the rhythm gaming world.
man, which DJ was that? I can't recollect. I read it in the volunteer chat.
Oh,
It
yeah?
was DJ Naoki something, but I marked it as red.
No, it's gotta be Tap.
Which
you know?
DJ was that? It's
Tap
left
and
my head.
Underground.
Oh my god. And with that, I think I'm currently out from commentating for now. Enjoy the stream, everyone, and I will be back later.
All right, thank you, Senpai.
Am I switching with someone? like supposed to be Zom and Wood.
If you got a schedule and you need to go rally people, go do that.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Yeah, if you need to go grab people and go grab them.
Okay, I'll go with it for them then.
We'll double check how long I'm here too. So up on the screen, we've got the bracket going on. I'm gonna quickly assess where we are with our matches. I believe we are getting into Llama and Jewel as our last winners round 1 matches. Winner of that set plays Dog Fetus. Peter, No Switch, No Problem. Your other winner semis match. Winners of those 2 matches will fight to escape the pool. Over on loser side, Bitao Yoko is over, so we are waiting for more winners matches to conclude so we can advance the loser side bracket.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. Because they have, like, the first hour is just the, like, stream setup.
So we don't have to push it up that. I get back to the stream.
So, yeah, they only started about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, so we good. My bad.
I'll come in a little early.
For everyone who's just tuning in, we're at Red October 2024 singles tournament, Hard and Wild. Queuing up our next match on camera, and that'll be Llama Jewel. Alright, card draw at the moment is currently, that's Peter versus No Switch, No Problem. I believe the intended card draw for them will be coming up shortly. Has already been decided. Currently on screen for the match that we're seeing, that is going to be a warm-up for these 2 players. Just waiting for next match to begin. Not much to say about the warm-up here on Kibo Hard 14. Very straightforward chart.
Alrighty.
Alright, coming up on Game 1 momentarily.
So we have Jewel, and it looks like Butterbutt.
Or, Llama, something of that sort, according to StarGG.
Yeah.
Jewel is noted as a Las Vegas local. Apparently comes and plays here on a regular basis. Going to be always ever so helpful to be very familiar with the cabinet you're playing on.
Yeah, the T-Swag yesterday mentioned that they had been switching around the stages a lot recently. Just trying to get all of them broken in equally well, since they had a couple new ones coming in. I've been trying to get people to play on it to help break it in.
Alright, looks like our game 1 is going to go to Give You Love. Hard 15. Pretty evenly spread out level of difficulties for the draw here.
Yeah, it looks like the card draw is the previous match, or maybe the other match.
Yeah, it's another match ongoing. I think it's a future to come match, but the other... Alright. Jewel opens up with a slight lead coming in. Once again, another lower level hard chart that's fairly straightforward. There's not much in the way of difficult syncopation here, just basic coordinate patterns, some whole notes. And you're seeing more of that like gallop pattern that occurs.
Yeah, at this level of play, you have a lot of similar rhythms and similar patterns between the different charts on different songs. Just trying to get the players used to kind of where they are on the pads and getting used to reading. Trying to enforce some fundamentals.
Worth noting that currently the score differential is very, very close. You can see sometimes when both players step on a note, just at like very slightly different times in milliseconds, you'll see the lead will shift ever so slightly as the numbers are incrementing, indicating that they are likely within less than a perfect of score difference. Jewel is still holding on to a very slight lead coming up here towards the exit. Llama picks up a few more yellow perfects though, ending at 98.7 to a 99.2. Jewel takes game 1. Single digit perfect count. Very impressive.
Fairly close in the score, though.
Morning, afternoon, whatever time it is.
Hello, Zom.
How's it going? I'm here to provide a little bit of zomentary for y'all.
Much appreciated.
Alright, how are we doing on this, is this a set?
That was,
It's the wrong. It's not. This isn't their card draw. This is the other match.
we've got the card draw right up here on screen, so that was game 1, Give You Love, going to Jewel. I think, where are we going for game 2?
I was gonna say probably the protected song would be the.
This is one of the older charts, right?
I do not think this is a recent addition to the game now.
Standard around this time, a lot of the charts have gotten past the freshness of the center button, so there isn't too much crazy center button shenanigans going on.
Although, interestingly, this is one of the most syncopated charts we've seen so far at the lower end. You can see there's quite a few 16ths, if you will.
That's true.
A little further off the grid for a hard chart.
And I think most people who play in this range find it fairly uncommon to see 16ths just at all at the 16th level.
Jules holding on to a very slight lead there. Going appreciably early on a number of those syncopated patterns, but solid enough timing otherwise to keep it at about, we're going to give a brief pause here, we'll see. Close to 1,000 point lead, at least over 500 for sure. Ooh,
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
that was a 8th note crossover, very cheeky.
Yeah, the timing of these players is great. For anybody who's playing at the 16 level, it can be difficult to keep a yellow combo for a good portion of your.
Yeah, 96 to
Match.
94. That's an appreciable score. Well played.
That's a good score right there.
Just a little early overall, but
Very closely matched on the number of yellow perfects. Just that one early judgment really takes your score down a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these players are local, but even if they are, you have to adjust your timing to each individual cab. So there's a good chance that they have to like find their.
Jewel is local to this area, as we had noted a little earlier on the broadcast, so
Right.
probably already quite familiar with the cabinet.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's the first occurrence of a crossover we've seen today, too. So, as I had mentioned a little earlier, we talked about chart execution typically being you alternate your feet to follow the pattern on the stream. Sometimes you are indicated that you have to, if you alternate perfectly, you have one foot one leg crosses over in front of the other to hit the note, and then you return back to where you are. So, you're going to be seeing a lot more of that pattern later on in the day.
Yeah, that's a very, very common Step Maniacs pattern. In most rhythm games, really.
Alright. Moving on to game 3.
Ooh, already starting with an early from Jewel. That's going to cost her a lead a little early, but she might be able to make it up just with tight timing.
Point differential less than 200 at this level. All it really takes is a single off judgment to swing the lead around.
So you can see the judgment from when the players are stepping on the panel. The column will flash yellow when it's a yellow perfect, or green or blue when it's one of the other judgments. I actually saw a green from Llama, but it was during a jump. Jumps always take the later of the two judgments of the two jump notes. So she was early on one of the jump notes, but I guess she got a yellow perfect on the other one, and the timing ended up being a yellow. So that's given her the lead right now. She's about a couple thousand points ahead.
Some more of those crossover patterns we had noted earlier, and despite Jewel having picked up much earlier on, tongue twister, kind of kept it close up until the very end there, and Llama takes game 3, giving us not a total sweep for the set.
Very nice.
Just overall more accurate.
Yeah, you can kind of see the graph. Jewel is definitely below the line for the most part. If she can kind of slow it down, I think she'll be, getting better perfect scores. More whites than yellows. If she just slows it down just a little bit.
Over on another match, they're just playing Kalinka, which has one of the longest stops in the game, possibly the longest stop, to my recollection. And I could hear the attempts to hit the note coming out of that 14-beat stop. A little out of sync. Very funny.
So Jewel has chosen to play her protected song, Bumblebee.
Makes sense. A nice simple 14. Should be mostly quarter notes with an occasional eighth note in there. Probably in the Bumblebee part of the chorus.
Doopy doopy doo da da, if you will.
Oh, is that syncopation in a 14?
That's a 16th note.
That's crazy.
Well, it already appears to be paying off for Jewel as Llama picks up an early on one of those 16ths, giving an appreciable point lead right out of the gate. And worth noting that these low-density charts, as the score is out of 100,000, a single mistake is more amplified even on these lower charts. So a strong opening like that is going to give you a lot of room to work with for the rest of the song.
Yeah, some of the charts with fewer notes, like the 14s and especially below, it's almost impossible sometimes to get a hex star, because even if you get one judgment off, it can bring down your score just enough.
Right.
Yeah, already sustaining a 500-point lead, which is significant for a lead.
Yeah, it's kind of mixing in like jacks with alternating eighth notes. This is definitely a little bit more technical than you'd find most 14s.
Such a cute chart.
Both players holding on to a full combo for the whole song.
Dang, look
Jewel.
at those scores, though.
Jewel closes out that set with a 98, right over the 5-star threshold.
8, that's crazy.
It's that syncopated beginning completely paid off.
Yeah.
Despite the higher perfect count, those earlies and lates were far more punishing.
Great job from both players. But yeah, Jewel's gonna take that one.
It's an excellent execution of pocket pick or protect right there.
But
Select difficulty.
Llama's in-game username there was Butterbutt.
Are you sure you want to
I know the tag is fitting for the high score screen.
oh boy.
That is not, so that's not one of the words that gets automatically replaced with SMX or
I think
what's a couple other ones that they put in? When it swaps
DDR.
Yeah, DDR gets changed to
573.
SMX. 573 gets changed to
To
123.
123.
If only one of our esteemed commentators happened to run a YouTube channel with a video series discussing the Easter eggs and minor details throughout the Step Maniac series.
Well, I'm sure if somebody Googled or if they searched in the YouTube search bar SMX secrets, they would probably find, a video informing them of something such.
It would be incredible if it just happened to be featured with a certain Zom 585.
But for every time I look up Step Revolution on YouTube, I don't get the Step Revolution channel. I get like that movie. I think it was called like Step Up : Revolution or something.
I have the same experience myself. All right, so while we're waiting for another game to get put up on the broadcast, let's take a look at where we are in the bracket so far. I believe Jeweled Dog Fetus is an upcoming match we're going to see. In fact, we just received a card draw for it, so perhaps we will see that momentarily. Llama will now get to play against Maverick in the loser's bracket, occupying that loser of C slot over there, the winner of which will go up against Peter.
So, Dog Fetus, I was talking to Albie that they came from Norway together. Albie was saying that Dog Fetus is very, very consistent on timing on the lower level charts. So, I think at least one of the scores had just a single digit perfect count.
That's
I
crazy.
believe it went as low as 2 in one of our
Yeah,
sets.
he
I believe he picked up a 2-piece against Maverick, who
Yep.
That's insane.
came back with a very sizable meal, a 43-piece.
I mean, we'll have to see if Jewel can put up a fight against him. We'd love to see those close matches. So
I
should
wonder
be
if
good.
Electric. Okay, so Pilot is Electric. Is that the one that has the lift in it in the hard chart, or is it in the hard plus?
I believe it's the hard plus.
Okay,
Oh, and I think there's a 16 and an 18, right?
I think
It's
so. They're
16
pretty
and
close
17.
together. Yeah,
And 17.
16, 17 for the 2 hard charts for Electric.
it
Yeah,
has
we
a
are-
lift that makes you lift up with this, and then the next step down is with the same foot, I believe, or is it the opposite
same foot or
It makes
opposite
you
foot?
switch your foot while it's in the air.
It's tricky.
It's something
it's
awkward.
really strange.
It's interesting
Yeah,
chart
there's
to come up against.
most hard charts are fairly straightforward. You know, it's, quarter notes,
Oh,
eighth
if-
notes.
Looking at the
but-
card draw in progress, if Dog Fetus Jewel does get put up on stream, we are going to see that electric chart, so we'll confirm if it's the one with the funny lift or not.
Yeah, there's just a few charts in like the 14 to 17 range that are funky. 17 is definitely where things start getting more difficult. You'll see a lot more faster charts or charts with syncopation, 16th
Oh.
bursts, that kind of thing.
Hard 17 is this wonderful range of difficulties and complexities that range from personal reality to Halloween Scream.
Oh,
There's
is
a
that
lo-
rated at 17?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
kind of hope we see it because it's quite a fun chart to watch. And I would love to see some of these players attempt to perform on it, but perhaps not in this pool where we're seeing more of the 14 to 16 range, which there are a lot of charts in this game. I will indicate that, to my recollection, discounting recent updates, as I did this math around August when I needed to know for Beast in the East 7, you have approximately a little over 200 charts between 17 and 20 on hard.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a lot of things to practice and
That's
try to
about
remember.
a third of the whole game on hard. And so once you start incorporating the lower difficulties, 14 to 16 really makes up the majority of content in hard difficulty.
Right, because if you think about it, like we have 450-ish songs in the game. You know, for Wild, there's only one chart for every single
Right.
song, whereas Hard, you have one or two charts for every song, leaning more towards the two with all the updates that have been happening recently.
Yeah, I
And
mentioned that
then-
yesterday with the full mode when I was talking to someone.
Right.
That some players choose not to be competitive on the leaderboard because the lower fulls and the full pluses are combined into one leaderboard.
Right.
So then they don't want to take the time or spend the energy working on the easier songs. They just want to focus on the harder songs only.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of work memorizing basically twice as many charts if you want to be competitive on the leaderboards for a particular difficulty that has normal and plus charts.
Yeah, my numbers for how many charts are in the given buckets for hard is going to be thrown a little off because in addition to more content updates, each one adding anywhere from 10 to 12 new hard charts, we have been getting more additional charts for songs in the game which do not have
Right.
multiples of those difficulties. So like Be Alive, hard 17 is
Mhm.
fairly new.
Yes.
That changes the numbers around a little bit, but I think my initial assessment is still pretty spot on for a 2-month ago analysis.
Yeah, I mean, with the new updates that we've been getting, players have to be, learning those new charts as well if they want to be competitive in the tournament, playing these various hard charts. They might come up in the card draw. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and got some interesting charts coming up for our next 2 matches, so hopefully we'll get a gameplay scene switch over soon, and we'll see some matches going on.
Yeah, we got some interesting fast stuff like Hypnosis and To Your Beat. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, wow, Dogfeed is Jules like a high BPM card draw.
Yeah, and clickbait. Oh my gosh,
But,
there's so much on there.
I think we're going to see one of my local legends, if you will, Maverick,
Ooh, okay.
will be up on stream against Llama for that Losers Round 1 match.
Yeah, this card draw looks a lot more tame.
So Llama protecting Rainbow Rave Parade. That's another one of those top 50 songs, I believe.
Definitely top 50. Definitely top 50.
Yeah, I think appreciably challenging for a 16. I don't think it's very dense, but Rainbow Rave Parade lends itself to some pretty crazy syncopation throughout it.
Mhm.
Maverick going with UFO, not a surprise there. It's a familiar song, a very straightforward chart. It doesn't incorporate the more difficult patterns, if you will, that the Wild has.
Oh, it looks like we're actually watching the Jewel Dog Fetus match, which is we don't have that card draw on screen at the moment, but Nothing Else Matters is in the set. I think that is the
Yeah, so
first
well,
song
while they're
of their
working on
set.
Game 1, we'll hop back over and take a look at how UFO goes.
Ooh, yeah. This is a good one.
Make sure you don't get thrown by that brief little pause right before any action occurs.
Maverick going a little bit early. This is Maverick's Protect. So hopefully they tighten up their timing a little bit, because you don't want to be down a game on your own Protect.
Overall, even with things like the brief 16th pattern thrown in there, both players are pretty comfortable with the overall timing of that. Maverick's a little more scattershot, again, missing the up arrow. I noticed the placement of his foot in an earlier match that had occurred. But,
Yeah, that 16th syncopation got Llama.
oh, I think that's our first appearance of mine.
Ooh. Yeah, some of these patterns are getting a little tricky. Tripping up some of our players here. Yeah, both players getting some misses. Maverick having a bit tougher time with it.
Yeah, Llama keeping on mostly perfect comboing. Has a very sizable lead.
Yeah.
Closes
Great
that out
job
with a
there.
comfortable 96.
Just very much more accurate, closer to the line.
Yeah, I think Maverick just really needs to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah,
I think
just-
if he
Relax a little.
just take it a little bit easier, he'll be a lot closer to that center line. We'll see if he can make that adjustment for the next song.
It's the Violet Division pools. You've got a lot of room to work with. Relax a little. Have some fun.
Yeah, so
Drift a little bit later and you'll get way better timing.
yeah, in case we haven't said it before, the names are swapped on the. Actually, we might be fixing it. The names were swapped on the display. Llama is on the right side, Maverick's on the left. You can tell from the player names. Well, I guess Maverick's in-game name is Maverick.
At least
Llama's
one.
name is Butterbutt. But
What you see on the overlay is coming from StarTide Division proper, I believe. But- well, you just won on your opponent's Protect, so now it's time to pick your own Protect and win twice as hard, I suppose.
yeah.
All right, Rainbow Rave Parade for Game 2.
Yeah, I think this chart is mostly eighth note runs, which is fairly straightforward, but it can be tricky depending on how fast it goes. I think most songs in the game go less than 150 beats per minute, especially the ones at this level. We're not playing stuff like Call of the Wilderness when you're doing the 16s.
So Llama maintaining the yellow perfect combo.
A lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
jumps in this chart than I remember there being.
There's quite a few I was noticing.
Okay.
There's
I
those
suspected we were
syncopations.
going to see 16ths, and there they are. It's in this segment.
Yep.
Ooh, look at that little gallop.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
Llama's
Bill-
still holding on to that combo though.
That's a 7,000 point lead. Now expanding out to 9,000. 10,000.
yeah. Maverick's definitely getting tripped up by some of these patterns.
At least he has the held notes to regain some life bar there. Dipping just a little bit low on the life bar. So,
Yep.
hanging in there.
You want to stay alive no matter what. Even if you know you're going to lose the song, you want your opponent to have to play it out. You don't want to just give it to them. Make them expend a little bit more energy so that hopefully you can come back on the next song.
Well, now Maverick gets his choice from the remainder of the card draw.
We've got A Little Love, Change
So
the
I'm
World,
kind of
Fantasy.
confused why. So Llama won the first song. I'm confused why Maverick would have picked Rainbow Rave Parade.
That's a good question. Maybe he just likes the song. I mean, it is a good song.
Maybe,
Get it over with.
yeah, maybe they would have protected that themselves.
Make an attempt to stunt a little, I suppose.
All right, moving over to Dog Fetus and Jewel match. Looks like Dog Fetus is up 2-0 over Jewel. As we said, Dog Fetus is very good at timing.
Yes, and the player names on the bottom are switched.
Right. So Dog Fetus over there on the left, Jewel on the right.
Already up like almost 1,000-point lead at the halfway mark on this chart.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, this is one of the faster songs in the game.
Yeah, the level 16 is kind of where you start seeing these kind of charts where it's going more to the song and less just simple patterns and rhythms. You get like accentuating the rhythms that are existing in the song instead of just keeping beats.
All right, I think Dog Fetus is going to close this out pretty convincingly for Game 3. Yeah, nice 99. That's that timing fundamental. On the bottom, looking at the score, I believe that is our Maverick Llama score occurring. Perhaps we will hop back over and see what they're up to momentarily.
But yeah, congrats to Dog Fetus taking it 3-0 over Jewel. Very clean.
So Dog Fetus punches his ticket into winners finals, gets to play against No Switch No Problem for a shot at leaving this pool and advancing.
All right. Yep, hopping back over to the Maverick Llama game.
Well, change the world, hard 14. Not surprised with that, as Maverick, having less experience with the game in comparison to some of our other competitors, is probably more comfortable on something of this difficulty level where there's less execution or complexity of pattern involved, can just focus on scoring the best he can.
Yep, I think he's playing a little bit too far back. If you look at his feet, I think he's missing some of the ups just because he's playing...
Yeah, that dropped uphold. His foot was firmly anchored on center there. So,
Right.
but this is the beauty of playing in a competitive setting and having your match recorded, is you can go back and review. You get to have context from the commentators. You get to see your own gameplay. Recording yourself, if you can manage it in any capacity, be it safely in a public arcade or a private setup if you have access to it, it's a great way to analyze and understand what it is you're doing, your mistakes and your execution. Great way to tighten up your timing and improve. So, Maverick,
And your form.
you're bold and you're brave coming out to a tourney, putting yourself up there, or put it on stage. You got 50 people in the world playing this game who are doing it today, so you're already top 50 in my heart for that. So make
You're
sure
definitely
you
top 50 of this tournament.
go back and look at those VODs. Understand, you can see the value of reviewing and seeing your mistakes. You will improve. You will get better. And in due time, you will get to join Cass, see Temi, in a higher level pool.
All right, I think I'm dipping out here once we get the next match started, and I'll be back on in a little bit to relieve, I believe, Pilot. And then, yeah. But yeah, looking at the upcoming matches here, and the bottom half there.
Yep,
Looks
this is
like
our Violet
the
division.
Jewel versus Yoko.
Ooh,
That should be a pretty good one.
Mhm.
And then Peter is going to be whoever wins
Peter will be playing Llama.
Llama.
Right.
That
yeah.
match has
There
just
it is.
concluded.
Right, we just finished that one. So,
Yeah, some pretty good, evenly matched games coming up.
yeah, it looks like...
I don't think I've seen No Switch No Problem play yet, but making it all the way to the winners final, can imagine.
Very, very strong showing to open up against Yoko as well. But given
yeah,
that
taking it 3-0.
we get one person advancing from winner's side and another person advancing from loser's side, you know, I can still believe in the Norway dream. We could get both players from Norway out of this pool.
We could. It is possible.
That could be huge. Cool, awesome, and good.
All right, we have a card draw for Dog Fetus versus No Switch No Problem, which I'm assuming that will be what we'll be watching, given that it is the winners final.
It is also worth noting that for today's event, for the lower level pools leading up to Orange, where we end the day, we actually have 3 cabinets available. We've got the 2 Dedicabs that are mainstays here at Red Note, and then there is a third setup running off of a monitor and a newer set of pads, which has been tested and tweaked accordingly by some of our best players and our best, quite literally, I think, the best pad technician currently out there. Shoutouts to Hints. He works miracles on pads. Love that guy.
Yep. Looks like we're getting the card draw for winners final up on our screen here. It looks like. Oh, and we're getting the Jewel versus Yoko match. Getting that.
Both of those
set up
card
as well.
draws are pretty intense for a lower level.
Oh yeah. Getting
Let's
a lot of
see here.
17s and stuff. And as we said, the 17 level is definitely where things start getting really spicy.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing Dog Fetus New Switch No Problem is currently leaning more towards the 17s than anything else in the draw. And there are some very challenging charts across all level ranges in the Yoko Jewel match. So I think whichever one comes up on the broadcast next, everyone is in for a wonderful viewing experience.
We have a Protect from Jewel of So Deep.
Nice. Love that one. Ooh, let's see.
All
We're
right.
getting
A warm-up here.
Dog Fetus.
I believe they just get a half a song warm-up just to kind of keep things rolling through to get everyone out in time.
Makes sense. Oh, no,
They're
change
highly
it.
encouraged to use-
Change the song. Change the song.
When possible, to use the third cabinet as warm-up as well as the other dance games that are going to be available.
Energizer.
Are they gonna warm up on Energizer on the what the heck?
Energizer 19 for a warm-up in the 14 to 17 pool.
I mean, if it keeps you warm.
Well, for those of you watching at home, you get a little bit of preview of the intensity you can expect around the middle of the day today with the level 19 chart.
Yep. Are you heading outward?
Yeah, I think so. I'll be back shortly.
All right, everybody say bye to word
Thank you for your words.
and say hello to Senpai. How's it going, Senpai?
Pretty good. Jumping back in here. I don't play until like 6 p.m., so let's get to commentating.
Yeah. All right. So we got this warm up here. I think we said half song warm ups, right?
I believe so, yes.
Aw man, we're gonna cut it right before the slowdown.
They're probably like, oh, slow down. Stop.
Come on, I want to see some players time the slowdown.
Any ITG boomer has that slowdown completely memorized in their head.
Yep, at least the timing of it. Of course, there might be some center buttons thrown in. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that was the.
If you're less familiar with the game and you're following along, starting at the very foundational level we're seeing today, I cannot even imagine that dense slowdown with a wonderful menagerie of purple and pink colors has to be so visually confusing.
Yes.
Like, we're just talking about the occasional appearance of a yellow 16th note. Here's a whole new shade of the rainbow you haven't seen yet before.
Yep.
We'll get there.
Unless you've played the Halloween Scream 17. Or, yeah, it's a 17?
Right, yes, it is.
Why?
17.
Why is it a 17?
It is a very hard chart for a 17.
It's like, what do you think is the hardest hard 17 in the game? Is it Elysium, Speed King, or Halloween Scream?
It's Medicine 2013.
Okay.
Is
Does it have
that the
lights?
year of the song? I forget.
Okay.
It's 2K12, right?
No, that's Secret.
Oh, that's Secret 2K12.
And it depends what you're talking about. Hardest to clear or hardest to get a perfect score on? Because I
Yes.
would say to clear, yeah, probably Halloween Scream. That's
All
that's
right.
pretty tough.
Well, enough about charts that aren't even in our draw. Let's get into game one here on the last time.
Yeah,
So,
but-
I don't quite remember how the 16 here goes, but Many other charts for this song lean into some very difficult syncopation and some very funky off rhythms. You'll hear it later on. The lead synth kind of does some interesting triplets and little sonic bursts throughout. But a very chill beginning.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very fun song either way.
Yep, there's that syncopation. Both players comboing through it with yellow combos so far. So
Dog Fetus is locking in very intensely to those 16th notes. In fact, it's already now built in the lead coming out of that. We figured it out.
nice. Yeah, but I think most of the rest of the chart is going to be 8th notes. Ooh, a lift. I think they both got it.
Yeah, so far I think both players have hit every lift we've seen.
Ooh, a 16th burst. Getting a little spicy towards the end of this chart.
Yeah,
Dog
drop
Fetus.
lift, but Dog Fetus is still holding on to a commanding lead. He just has to not rush the ending like he's currently doing.
Yeah, it's getting close. Ooh, you're seeing the score flash.
Come
It
on,
just
Team
swapped.
Norway.
Oh
Lock
my
in.
gosh.
Lock
It's
in.
swapping. They're so close, dude.
Ooh. Momo Sapien just keeps it a little bit tighter. That's barely like a 150-point difference.
Yep, no switch, no problem. 22 to 24. Look at that.
Look at how scattershot that graph got in the last quarter.
Gosh.
He was
Yep.
generally trending late and then must have gotten a bit nervous because that graph just completely shifted to
Shifted
the early
early.
side.
Yep. Yeah, the score tracker is from the other cam, but you can see that no switch, no problem. Taking that one just like 200 points.
So for those of you following along at home, just in the event that we have a technical difficulty and the score tracker on the bottom seems a little off, that is just coming from the main screen of the game or one of our camera feeds. You can always look directly above the player's note patterns and see what they are up to. And whoever is in the lead will glow and pulsate a little yellow color, so you can use that to visually cue in who's in the lead. Very convenient feature to see. Very stressful to look at when you're mid-match in a tournament setting.
Yep. And jumping into the 7 jump, we got Snowstorm on the mic. How's it going?
Hello, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for having me here. Hope everybody's
Welcome
having a
aboard.
wonderful day. Here we go.
All right. Ooh, with the 16th little gallop things. That's something you don't see on every 16. Yeah, I believe this song is from, what, 4th mix?
DDR 4th
Yes,
mix.
absolutely. This is the 4th mix era from DDR.
One of those classic tracks.
And both players doing a really good job there, keeping it very neck and neck.
Oh, yeah. No switch, no problem. Hitting a mine there, but it's still super close. Yeah, they're
Coming up on a few holds here in the jumps.
Yeah, being called the 7 jump, I expect there to be several jumps in this track.
Like that, and that, and that. Just
Beautiful
get ready for
job.
a little bit of some 16th action in this bridge here coming to the second chorus.
With the, it's basically the theme from that Six Flags commercial.
Please, this is a classic Dutch nursery rhyme, if I remember correctly. Zivvy 7 Sprong.
The dog doing a really good job keeping the white perfect streak going, barely dropping anything.
Both players are holding on to a very strong gold combo, but Team Norway is trying to make up for the tragic drift to the early side last game. 99-6.
Wow.
Incredible scores at this level. 99s? What?
6 yellows.
That's impressive.
Yeah, you can see Dog Fetus's timing graph there was pretty spot on. It kind of wavered here and there as he was kind of making sure his sync was there, but it was far more tightly clustered than no switch, no problems. So, impressive looking work.
And we're also getting a look at Yoko versus Jewel over here. Looks like Yoko's been taking a couple games on Living in America and moving on, as we saw the very end of that there.
Yoko has a very bold protect in this card draw. Her share of finality.
Yep. It's one of the newer Naoki tracks.
Wait. No, go back. That was Big Boss. Big Boss.
So
Did
just a
you-
little trivia about Big Boss. It was a theme for one of the more recent Step Maniacs tournaments, Midsummer Melody. Am I correct?
I think it was just very popular there. I don't know if we've had a Big Boss themed event, but let's get back to Game 3 for the set we were watching. Going to Joanna.
Dog Fetus versus No Switch, no problem. Yep, now that they're neck and neck, we know that anything can be happening here.
Now, I want to say is that if you believe Step Maniac should incorporate usage of the center panel more, you're going to get it in a chart like this.
Yep, this is
True
one
to
of
its
those.
artist name, Crazy Loop, you will be doing some crazy loops against the center panel. The wild chart in particular has some significant turns and runs around center. So we'll see how the 17 incorporates that.
Joanna lift. Yeah, Joanna being one of the earlier tracks in the game. We hadn't really figured out what we wanted to do with the center panel yet.
Although I do believe the hard here is a more recent addition, if memory serves me correctly.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So yeah, this is a little bit more modern of a charting style compared to others in the game. Dog Fetus is pretty comfortable on it, even getting through those 16th bursts that get mixed into the stream patterns you see here. You'll see very often that they usually resolve on center, or otherwise make you do a little jump to reposition.
Now, both players trading a few yellow perfects in these triplets.
So close.
Oh yeah, that's close. But Dog Fetus sealing it out.
He's figuring out the timing on these cabinets.
Oh yeah.
Had some
11
comparatively rough
perfects.
scores earlier on, but 99.6, 99.4. No Switch, no problems. Not trailing too far behind.
Yeah, 11 and 19. That is tight.
Really, the path for victory here is No Switch, no problems. Graphs are wider, but I feel like the timing distribution's more uniform. So I think if you were to average out those scores, you would get something a little more closer to the line. Dog Fetus has got some super tight timing, but you can see there's like a noticeable drift in the line. I think probably reading at a fast enough speed to visually get the feedback on his own timing, and might be making little adjustments to stay in the window. Very good top player fundamental, knowing when you're drifting and adjusting accordingly, but you saw in the last time earlier in the set, made an adjustment a little too early, streamed early. You go
Right.
too far away from the white perfect line, you're going to lose a lot of points there. But I think
He's got a comfortable lead.
I think he's got it figured out.
Yep.
But don't count No Switch, no problem out yet. He can make the comeback.
Yeah, we've seen their timing is both really tight. Just a simple mistake can swing it up one way or the other. And this song, Come On Now, has jacks, which is not something you see all the time. Jacks being basically a technique where you push one button several times in a row, kind of like a jackhammer.
Like a jackhammer.
Both players are tied right now. It's so close.
So close.
Neither player going for the bolt strat of turning the jackhammer where one foot is held on the whole note into a 16th drill. Got a 300-point difference.
And now in the breakdown section with the rap.
Both players still trading some perfects, keeping it close. Dog Feet is still hanging on.
No Switch, no problem side occasionally flickers gold, indicating the difference is minimal.
Yeah, we're
So-
looking at about 500 points or so.
We are coming up to the end of the song. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, getting some yellows from Dog Fetus.
So nerve-wracking.
But he holds on to it.
Oh, that last yellow was a little sweaty. You could see even he is clutching his chest a little, getting
Yep.
the blood pressure raised, but closes out that set 3-1.
Yep.
SDP's it.
So congratulations to Dog Fetus, who now advances to the Indigo division.
Very nice. Yep, just 300 points
Hey.
separating those two players.
No switch, no problems. Not out yet.
No,
Gets one more shot against losers finals. Whoever surfaces from the lower side, winner of that set will also advance.
Congrats to both players. Did an amazing job here.
Yeah, those are fantastic scores for players playing at this level. That's just incredible.
No matter your skill level, no matter the level of everyone else in the pool, advancing a pool is an accomplishment. So
Absolutely.
had to win 3 sets to get that. And pulled it off.
Very nice.
All right, great
Let's
work.
take a look here at the bracket.
So I believe we have some other matches going on. While we're there, again, we have 3 cabinets at our disposal to move matches along, keep things going on time. So Yoko versus Yule. Yoko wins out a convincing 3-0 with a win on Big Boss, moving on and living in America. All level 14 to 16, so pretty easy draw. Neither player went to their protects, which are some spicy choices there. It was so deep in her share of finality, but it looks like just the basics won out that set. And then there is a Llama versus Peter also going on the loser side, currently a 2-0 in Peter's favor.